Good day, everyone. I am Juno Capuno, and I am the project engineer of this group. Today, we will be talking about the patent trajectory planning of this program and code. In designing the motion or patent trajectories in which manipulator move their end effector, there are various concepts used to designate the position of the links and the joints of a manipulator. Diving deeper in constructing a working code for a manipulator will let you encounter path and trajectories. Path is simply the right of way an object will move through in order to reach its destination. For example, the path students should take from their dormitories to their school is simply the road available for walking. Trajectory, on the other hand, is the path as well, but it includes time as well. For example, after walking for 3 minutes, we should turn right at the intersection and turn left after 5 minutes, and so on and so forth, until the students reach the school. Determining the appropriate path and trajectory for a manipulator is crucial in terms of the device's efficiency, energy consumption, smoothness, and the time consumption for each manipulator's joint and an effector as well. Using the codes given from our instructor and applying them to our assigned manipulators will help us implement the path and trajectories that we can input when the code is running. In MATLAB, where we started the baseline on how path and trajectory works on robotic toolbox, as we can see, we have to firstly assign the time to, to the movement on how it will be animated by MATLAB. In this code, we will see a ratio of three variable. And the first one is the step time, so we will leave it to 0 because it will mess up our animation. Second is the frame rate, and this will determine the smoothness of the animation. And lastly is the animation length, and this will set the time for how long each animation is. For the best demonstration of the movement, we set the ratio to 0 is to zero point 0.1 is to 1.5. So as we can see here, we have converted the degrees to radian to determine the movement of the manipulator, as the robotic toolbox by Peter Cork only accept radians. Take note that we did not scale anything off of the parameters in the animation because everything is already scaled. So now, we will run the program, and as we can see, it moves to the position that we set in MATLAB. We can double check it by pausing the video. And now we will be moving on to the Python. In Python, we will be running the pick and play place file first. First, we will be entering the value 40, 10, and 15 for A1, A2, and A3 respectively. And it will show us the scale model of our manipulator with its link lengths operating based on the values we entered. This manipulator attempts to operate a simple pick and place motion as spherical manipulator. So now we will move on to the welding part of our Python program. We only have to enter the values that we encode in pick and place program. which is 40, 10, and 15. So let me repeat it. So we will now enter 40, 10, and 15. And now we can see that the manipulator is trying to operate the welding motion as a spherical manipulator. So as we can see here, we define the connection that will convert degrees to radian. But now we can see that the prismatic joint is divided by 100 because we have to scale down with the manipulator, while the revolute joint are converted to radian as it is what is as what is accepted by robotics toolbox. GUI calculator, on the other hand, automatically converts the values that the user enters, and these values are suitable for the use of robotics toolbox, which is used by the GUI calculators as well. Any value will work on the Python and MATLAB, but in the GUI calculator, entering any value below than zero on the D3 or the prismatic joint will cause the GUI not to display the model, but instead display a warning that D3 should not be less than zero because in real time, when a prismatic joint is zero, it cannot move back anymore. So here I am running the demonstration of welding motion of our spherical manipulator. We also have below the demonstration of the pick and place motion of our spherical manipulator. So as we can see here, as I have mentioned earlier, if we enter a value that is less than zero, we get a warning. And that is all for the planning the path and trajectory of our spherical manipulator.